The first trailer for HBO's Lanterns has finally arrived, and it might be the most important project in the entire new DC universe. Because this series isn't just introducing Green Lantern, it's also setting up the bigger mystery that could shape the future of the DCU. And if the clues in this trailer are correct, the story might end with one of DC's greatest heroes becoming its next major villain. But before we break down all the hidden details and Easter eggs, let's talk about what makes this show so different. Unlike most Green Lantern stories that focus on massive space battles and cosmic adventures, Lanterns is being described as a detective story. James Gunn even said the show was inspired by series like True Detective and Slow Horses. So instead of saving the universe right away, the story focuses on two Green Lanterns investigating a mysterious event on Earth. Those Lanterns are Hal Jordan and John Stewart. And right from the start of the trailer, we can see the tension between them. The trailer opens with Hal and John driving together on a highway. John mentions that they've only been training together for 2 months, and Hal jokingly calls him the substitute teacher. That line is actually a reference to the comics. In the original Green Lantern stories from the 1970s, John Stewart was introduced as a backup Green Lantern. When Guy Gardner was injured, the Guardians of the Universe selected John as a replacement for Hal Jordan. At first, Hal didn't trust him at all, but John quickly proved himself as one of the most capable Lanterns ever. Their relationship in the trailer seems to draw heavily from that classic comic storyline. Hal is the experienced veteran, John is the disciplined newcomer, and their personalities couldn't be more different. Hal Jordan has always been portrayed as a reckless risk-taker. Before becoming a Green Lantern, he was a test pilot, known for pushing limits and breaking rules. John Stewart, on the other hand, was a Marine. He approaches every situation carefully and strategically. This contrast becomes clear in one of the trailer's most interesting moments. At one point, Hal suddenly jumps out of a moving car. He's basically testing whether John's ring will activate and save him. John reacts exactly how you'd expect. He's furious, because Hal just risked his life for a training exercise. But this moment perfectly captures Hal's personality. To him, the best way to train a Green Lantern is by forcing them into dangerous situations. And speaking of the ring, we get our first clear look at it in the trailer. The design is slightly different from previous versions we've seen. It includes gold accents, giving it a unique DCU look. In the comics, the Green Lantern ring is one of the most powerful weapons in the universe. It allows the user to create energy constructs powered by willpower. But the ring doesn't just give its power to anyone, it chooses its bearer. Hal Jordan was originally selected after the alien lantern Abin Sur crash-landed on Earth. With his dying breath, Abin Sur ordered the ring to find someone worthy, and that person turned out to be Hal. John Stewart was later chosen by the Guardians as well, which is why the idea that he might not be ready in this series is a new twist on the mythology. But the biggest mystery of the show isn't about the Lanterns themselves, it's about the case they're investigating. Throughout the trailer, both characters hint that something strange is happening on Earth. Hal even says he can feel that something is wrong. The show appears to take place in a small American town where a series of mysterious deaths have occurred. At one point, we see a football field filled with bodies, which suggests that whatever they're investigating is extremely dangerous. There's also a massive crater in another shot, located near a farm entrance. Above the crater is a broken sign that reads, "Study the past." That phrase might hint at the deeper theme of the show. John Stewart is literally learning from Hal Jordan, studying the past in order to become the next Green Lantern. But the phrase could also hint at something bigger, because James Gunn has already confirmed that the mystery in Lanterns connects directly to the larger DCU storyline. And one possible clue comes from the appearance of a mysterious character named Anton. Anton is described as an extraterrestrial seeking revenge against those who destroyed their people. That description sounds extremely similar to a well-known Green Lantern villain, Atrocitus. Atrocitus is the leader of the Red Lantern Corps, a faction powered by rage instead of willpower. And the Red Lanterns have a deep hatred for the Green Lantern Corps. In one shot from the trailer, Hal walks across a football field and steps into something red. It might just be blood, but it could also be a hint toward Red Lantern energy. If Atrocitus appears in the show, it could mean the DCU is already expanding beyond the Green Lantern Corps. But there's another major threat hinted at in the trailer, yellow energy. At one point, John is attacked by a weapon emitting a yellow beam. That's important because yellow energy represents fear, and fear is the one thing Green Lantern rings struggle against. In the comics, this power belongs to the Yellow Lantern Corps, led by Sinestro. So the appearance of yellow energy might hint that Sinestro or the fear-based lanterns could eventually appear in the DCU. Another interesting detail in the trailer involves the Green Lantern power battery. John is shown holding a small lantern-shaped device. This is what lanterns use to recharge their rings. The battery connects to the massive central power battery on the planet Oa, which channels willpower energy from across the universe. There's also a small Easter egg involving a flickering motel sign. Only a few letters remain lit, which spell out something very close to Oa. That could be a subtle reference to the Lantern Corps' home planet.
But the most interesting part of the trailer might be the way it sets up Hal Jordan's future. Throughout the footage, there's a recurring theme. John is preparing to replace Hal. At one point, he even says he might do the job better. Hal clearly disagrees, but this tension could be leading toward a very famous Green Lantern storyline. In the comics, Hal Jordan eventually becomes the villain Parallax. After experiencing a devastating personal tragedy, Hal is consumed by fear and transforms into a powerful cosmic threat. This storyline was called Emerald Twilight, and it completely changed the Green Lantern mythology. If Lanterns adapts this story in some form, it could mean that the series ends with Hal Jordan becoming the first major villain of the DCU, and John Stewart taking his place as Earth's primary Green Lantern. That would explain why the show focuses so heavily on John's growth. He's not just learning to be a Lantern, he might be preparing to become the main Green Lantern of the entire DC universe, which would make Lanterns one of the most important foundations for the DCU moving forward. Because while the story might begin as a grounded detective mystery, it could end with a cosmic war that changes everything.